work on it some more later. Oh my god.
Hey, it's late 2022, and I wrote a script for a video back in December 2019. Literally right before the world fell apart, I conceptualized a video that's a bit outside of my scope. Eventually, I scrapped it, maybe because of the world falling apart. But it's currently 8 below outside, all of my friends have COVID, and I'm here. So I don't have anything ready for December ad rev, the holiday season. So here's a video I brought back from the dead about the most internet band, okgo. Enjoy?
I've had more than a passing fascination with okgo for well over a decade now. This piece isn't really about the band's history or even music, though Hungry Ghosts has some good shit, but for further viewing, I'd recommend this video from Jake Jarvie delving into the band's personality and group dynamic. It's linked above and below. My obsession with the alt-rock band began during grade school when a friend of mine showed me their famous Here It Goes Again music video. The complex treadmill dance was far and away the most visually spectacular thing I'd ever seen on YouTube, but then again, I can't remember half of the bad LPs and meme videos I was watching on loop back in the day. The point being, even in an era of low-budget content and cheap cameras, the treadmill video stood out to me the most, and it still stands to this day as an impressive feat of creative choreography, and yet, this would not be the only time okgo would garner attention from all corners of the net for a music video. Here It Goes Again was not lightning in a bottle. It wasn't even the first time okgo received praise for one of their music videos. A Million Ways was the video that really got their ball rolling, even without a treadmill. Simply 4 guys dancing in a backyard. However, what makes this video so impressive isn't the concept so much as the execution. Once again, the choreography stands out as original, interesting, and visually striking in a way that's so uniquely okgo. So what exactly is it that gives okgo that special magic, that spark that can power video after video after video of new, original ideas for visuals to perfectly pair with their music? How do they seemingly create one-hit wonder viral videos so consistently that they've stopped being one-hits but maintained the wonder? Let's go behind the lines, behind the wall for a second. Lead singer Damian Kulosh said in a TED Talk that one of the main goals of their music videos is to invoke wonder in their viewers. He then goes on to posit that there's always an element of surprise to wonder, and thus their videos have to surprise people in order to be successful. The overarching point he's making here is that it's rather difficult to consistently surprise people, mostly because trial and error on a scale as big as their productions is financially costly. It takes a lot of time, money, and effort to find an idea that hasn't been done before, but also can, in fact, be done. So to surprise viewers, okgo has a few arrows in their quiver. The first being doing something nobody has ever thought to do before, at least not as impressively as them. Videos like Here It Goes Again and Needing Getting fall firmly into this category. Secondly, doing something on a massive scale which nobody expects. The writings on the wall and the ever-famous This Too Shall Pass are both rather basic ideas, optical illusions and Rube Goldberg machines, but the raw size of these productions is in and of itself impressive. And finally, doing something that nobody really thought possible. Upside Down and Inside Out is, in my opinion, the most impressive video okgo has ever produced. An entire music video shot in zero gravity, and so much of what makes this video a treat for the eyes is the disbelief it invokes. Doing something like this is much harder to achieve after all. If that said, something is thought to be impossible. How does it find its way to the drawing table in the first place? Who pitches theoretically impossible ideas? Well, that's where okgo's special brand of R&D comes into play. Instead of planning out how a video will be shot before investing financially into its creation, they set aside large portions of their budget for music videos into theory crafting. In the case of Upside Down and Inside Out, when the idea of shooting in zero-G wormed its way into their brains, they were more than willing to shell out all the money needed to fly to Russia, get in a specialized airplane, and spend a week throwing paint and confetti around. They do this to work on how best to make use of the space they get to play in. What good is a block of a week to shoot if you don't already know what will look good on camera? Afterwards, with the spectacular eye of Trish Saeed, choreographer for the band and Damian's sister, the group takes all of the puzzle pieces they've built themselves and finds the best way to present it to the viewer. Oftentimes, what's most impressive mechanically is is nowhere near what's most impressive visually. Just because something is difficult doesn't mean it makes for a good video. Of course, not to say creating that feeling of wonder through spectacle alone is easy. With so much budget spent on research, the development side of things inevitably has to be cut back. That's why, despite how breathtaking okgo's music videos can be, they often still have a low-budget energy. Their productions are usually cobbled together with cheap, basic materials, only spending big on the parts that matter most to turn the idea into a reality. When all you need is 8 treadmills and a camera, and a clever enough idea, the cheaper production value changes from a cost-saving measure to, if anything, a charming addition. There's this weird phenomenon I've noticed with consuming media online, where the more streamlined and professional something is, the less people are interested in it. Unless you're on one of the extremes of something so well made that it's impossible to ignore, or so terrible that it's physically painful to endure. For instance, I've seen a lot of artists take note that their works in progress, as in line art or sketches, get more attention than their full compositions. I think it has something to do with how people have access to billions of hours of entertainment online nowadays, and something ceases to be impressive if it seems perfect. But exposing some of the moving parts, showcasing the amount of effort that goes into a project, reminds viewers how passion and skill makes something beautiful. Think of it like those old semi-transparent Game Boy colors. You know the ones. There, it's a gaming video now, you happy? Parting the curtains just a bit creates more intrigue. Getting back on topic, seeing all the wires, set pieces, gears, and whatnot which go into okgo videos reminds you just how impressive what they're doing actually is. Art is made by people. Those wires remind you there are machines in operation, and sometimes that machine is a treadmill. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.
Well, that was a nice little thing, wasn't it? Could have made it into a short if those had existed back then. Or will exist in 2 years. okgo hasn't done much massively noteworthy in the 3 years since I wrote this video, other than this little music-making VR applet. Neat. Sure hope they weren't canceled when I wasn't looking. Maybe the lack of up-to-date relevancy is why I scrapped the video in the first place, but that could also be useful in its own way. It's nice to know that I'm not the only person struggling to make massive projects or creative works in a world as bad off as ours is, but we still keep going. When I wrote that piece originally, I wasn't sure if anyone would be interested, but I guess if you're still here, then you were, so let me know what you thought. Happy holidays. Sorry if you're snowed in. Thanks for being here. Stay safe and take it easy. All of my friends have COVID. I'm gonna leave that in, fucker.